From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Saturday, December 5th, 2015. Silver is trading at $14.56 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,086 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $374. Antiwar.com reports, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, heavy airstrikes and artillery shellings in the area around eastern Ghouta and Douma, rebel-held areas on the outskirts of Damascus, left at least 56 civilians dead, including a number of children. The observatory reported the strikes were carried out by the Syrian military, though the local rebel faction accused the Russian military of being behind the attacks, saying they deliberately targeted civilians in the attacks. The eastern Ghouta region has been rebel-held for years and is regularly targeted by deadly airstrikes. Though surrounded by the Syrian military for a long time, they've never made any serious effort to move into the area and retake it. The rebels in eastern Ghouta have been implicated in using human shields in the past to increase the civilian death toll of airstrikes, famously keeping Shiites in cages and rolling them around to potential targets. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports a picture of strength painted by Friday's U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics job report essentially guarantees an interest rate increase this month. The monthly report said the economy added 211,000 private sector jobs in November, and September and October increases were revised upward. The unemployment rate held at 5%. New jobs were concentrated in construction, professional and technical services, and healthcare. Jason Furman, chairman of the President's Council of Economic Advisors, said in a statement, "We have added more jobs over the past 3 years than in any 3-year period since 2000, and wages are continuing to rise." A strong showing by the labor market was the last requirement for a planned interest rate hike by the Federal Reserve, the first in nearly a decade. In a speech Wednesday to the Economic Club of Washington, Yellen said, "It is a day that I expect we are all looking forward to. Ongoing gains in the labor market, coupled with my judgment that longer-term inflation expectations remain reasonably well anchored, serve to bolster my confidence in a return to inflation to 2% as the disinflationary effects of declines in energy and import prices wane." She said raising interest rates would indicate how far our economy has come in recovering from the effects of the financial crisis and the Great Recession. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerous supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. You can join the Fans program for as little as $3 per month through Patreon and get perks like ad-free versions of FPP Radio News and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. Reuters reports Texas on Friday withdrew its request for a temporary restraining order to prevent the imminent resettlement of 21 Syrian refugees into the state, saying the U.S. government had provided it with the information it sought on the group. The move came just hours after the U.S. Justice Department filed papers in a federal court in Dallas, saying the state did not have the authority to act on national immigration policy and could not bar the refugees from resettling. The relief agency that plans to resettle the Syrians in the coming days filed a separate motion at the U.S. District Court in Dallas, contending that Texas could not discriminate against refugees on the basis of nationality because that violates U.S. civil rights laws. The International Rescue Committee said in its filing, Texas is not discriminating against all refugees, only Syrian refugees. The result of this case could determine whether the governors of more than 30 states will be able to go through with plans to bar the local resettlement of Syrian refugees. The International Rescue Committee plans to relocate a family of Syrians to Dallas on December 7th, and another family of 6 Syrians to Houston on the same day, and a family of 8 Syrians in Houston on December 10th, along with a 26-year-old woman whose mother resides in the area. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.